Gifted? I'm not so sure about gifted, Skip. So I'm going to say a no and all that. Skilled, maybe. But when I think about gifted, the first player that comes to mind is Michael Jordan. I mean, because you talk about the physical attributes to go along with the skill. And that's what I look at when you say gifted. The height, the speed, the hands, the arms, you know, all those physical attributes play a part in gifted. You know, Kyrie, he's a shorter player with a good ball handle, and, yeah, of course, we know about his skill. So I'll say skill. But if we really want to know who's the most gifted player, who's the most gifted today, it's Victor Wembanyama.
Okay.
I mean, because we've never seen anything like that. You know, when you start talking about the most gifted, and when I say the physical traits to go with the skills, there's nothing we've ever seen like this, right?
Quick point of order. Is height or size a gift? Is that part of the gift?
That's part of the gift.
Okay.
That's part of, because not everybody has that.
They don't.
You have to be born with this gift.
Okay, so is Kyrie less in your mind because he was born only, what is he, 6'2"? 6 feet, 2 inches
that's
tall?
That's not a gift. There's a lot of people who are 6'2".
Okay.
So if we're talking about special gift, that's not a lot of people have this. You know, and nobody has these physical attributes like Wembanyama. You know, we just never seen anything like this. So when I think gifted, that's what I think of when I say the combination of physical attributes with the skills, and it's something that's probably not going to be duplicated. And that's hard to do. And so, I mean, I get what LeBron is saying and loves Kyrie, enjoy this time together with him, but that was a little bit of a stretch.
Okay.
You know, I know what he was trying to say, you know, but that was a little stretch because when you talk about gifted, then that's what comes to mind to me.
All right, Keyshawn.
You know, I've heard other NBA players that I've worked with in the past say the same thing that LeBron said. But I have a hard time because I didn't play in the NBA. If you said,
you know sports.
I was going to say, I didn't play in the NBA, so I don't really understand how to define he's the most gifted player.
It's tricky. It's a slippery slope.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying that's
so
how
if you said to me in football, who's the most gifted wide receiver you ever seen?
I already thought of that. I want to get to that. Yeah.
Okay, so in basketball, when I look at it, I could look at a Rondo, and Rondo was doing yo-yo crazy stuff with the basketball too.
Okay.
He wasn't the scorer, prolific scorer.
No.
But then I can go to AI. I can go to Bubba Chuck. Bubba Chuck was a scorer. He was undersized, and he had crazy handles. He didn't have the assist. Well, Kyrie doesn't pass the ball as quite as you might think. But when he does, it just looks so magical when he does it. So I'm kind of with Paul when you talk about a gift, the most gifted. I look at a Shaq. You've never seen anything like that when he came to the NBA.
I understand, but there's a lot of brute force going on there.
Yeah.
Size.
But that's a gift because of the size.
All right.
When you talk about skill, I'm just talking about big men.
Yeah.
When I look at Akeem Olajuwon, his skills was unmatched because of his footwork, how he can handle the ball. So when you start putting all that together, it's like, okay, Kyrie is undersized. He has a gift for that size to be as special as he is, to be able to do the things that he's capable of doing. So I kind of understand what LeBron is saying, but at the same time, it just seems like for me, I've seen so many guys come and go that had those skill sets and attributes that Kyrie has. His just, I don't know, they just say, everybody in basketball just says he's the most gifted. But when I look at him, I'm like, but I've seen, even though Jason Williams, white chocolate, he didn't score like Kyrie.
No, but
he had the yo-yo with the basketball from what I could tell. He just was moving the ball crazy at times, but he wasn't a scorer like that.
All right. Most gifted receiver ever was?
Probably Randy Moss.
It was. I agree.
Yeah, that's easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's easy for me. Randy Moss and then Calvin Johnson. Those are probably the two.
Calvin Johnson is up there.
But like to be the most gifted in any sports, you're probably near GOAT status too.
Yeah.
Like gifted. Like, because you're probably near, because think about the players. You said Randy Moss is one of the greatest receivers.
Yeah, I seen Randy Moss do some, almost cursed. I seen him do some stuff that you sit there and go, it ain't nowhere in the world they just let that happen.
Yeah.
But it wasn't them. It was him. He did that to them.
Right.
Okay. when LeBron speaks about this, I listen because he still has the highest IQ in basketball today and one of the highest ever. Now, is there a method to the madness here? Is he still trying to somehow campaign to get Kyrie to L.A. a little bit? Maybe.
It's too late for that.
It's probably too late. This is probably way too late.
That dunk boat and already was sailed.
Yeah, we messed that up last year, Skip.
Okay, all right, we'll get to that a little later in the show. But I'm going to go this far. Given that size is part of the gift, as you both say, if I just go inch for inch, Kyrie is the most gifted player I have ever seen. If we just go up to 6 feet, 2 inches tall, because he's more gifted than AI was, and I loved AI. And AI could leap out of the gym in ways Kyrie can't. But Kyrie has a handle that even AI did not have to me. And it's close. But listen, Kyrie's handle is spectacular, off the charts, never seen before.
Yeah, I've seen that handle, Skip. Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas.
And I watched Isaiah a whole lot.
Isaiah Thomas.
I know Isaiah, and I was there for so many of those games.
Isaiah Thomas.
I know,
you can argue that.
But this is magical handles. This is Uncle Drew, like
Isaiah
Rucker
Thomas
Park.
had that.
Okay. Man, I just don't know.
Isaiah Thomas had that handle.
I can't get there.
But at a slower pace, maybe?
No.
All right. And then we get to shot making.
Okay.
Shot creation.
Okay.
I've never seen anything like Kyrie. Again, at 6'2", I have never seen anything.
No, okay. Let's see.
Just creating the shot, figuring it out on the fly, where if that doesn't work, I'll go over here and I'll make this work. And as LeBron said on his podcast, if Kyrie's not feeling real good about his right hand on a certain night, he'll just start shooting left-handed, and he's just as good left-handed as he is right-handed. And we saw him make a shot earlier in the playoffs against Denver, where he not against Denver. Who was it? Maybe it was late in the year. He made the left-handed runner, right?
Skip, he said most gifted NBA player. We're not talking about because of your height.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Right? I mean, because we could say the same thing about Kobe then.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, Kobe's 6'7".
Yeah,
right?
but so you said
Kobe's in this
because
conversation.
of his size. Okay.
Okay. So if I look at Jordan, I'm the biggest Jordan fan, as Keyshawn well knows, to a fault. I'm like over the moon on everything Jordan. But was Jordan a great shooter? I can't go great shooter. He was a very good shooter.
Mid-range shooter.
Yeah.
He was a great shooter.
Great shooter.
Yeah.
Great mid-range. Elbow found his spot with no problem. When people wasn't even talking about somebody
that was automatic.
Yeah.
Was that?
Absolutely.
That's a great shooter. Because I mean, he didn't. The 3-point shot wasn't like it is today.
Well,
if the
they
ball
just
was in
didn't
his
value
hands,
it. They didn't even emphasize it.
If the ball was in his hands,
he was a great shooter.
Anywhere around that bucket in that 17, 18-foot range,
it's just going.
He was like, oh, yeah,
that's a great
okay, we
shooter
down
right
by 2, we up by 2, something crazy
that's
like
a great
that.
shooter right there.
I got it. And yet, as I often, when I was around Jordan, knowing Jordan, covering Jordan, as I always used to say, he's a supremely gifted overachiever. So he's got the intangible package going with the tangibles.
How can he be an overachiever?
Because he's working harder than anybody. He's taking the gifts.
He was born with something.
But he would instead. Okay, so Skip, if he didn't, you say worked harder than anyone.
Yeah.
That may be true. But if he didn't work as hard as anybody, he probably still could have won 2 championships.
He probably could have won 2.
This is one. No, you see what I'm saying?
But he should have won.
He still could have won 2.
He should have won 8
You
in a
got to
row,
be
but go
born
ahead.
with something.
Yeah, he was born with
that you didn't have to work on.
Okay.
You know
it's a
what I'm
great
saying?
story that he got cut in high school, but that ain't a real story, you know? Come on, man. That dude, whoever cut him, he was sleepwalking.
Okay, exactly. All right, we're not talking about the intangible package, because if we can throw those in with the tangibles, then Jordan goes off the charts, and that's why he's the greatest player ever. But it's cold-blooded basketball assassin, and we're not talking about that. LeBron's not talking about that. No. He's just talking about gift, although Kyrie is as clutch as they come. At 6'2", he is clutch. He's made a lot of big shots, and again, if one shot for my life with Kyrie taking it, I'm pretty comfortable with that.
I guess he's talking about things like in the Minnesota game, he banks one off the corner, but it doesn't look like a prayer bank. It was just smooth, easy.
It was.
I got this angle. I'm not going to try to shoot it in the net. I'm getting ready to bank this off your head. Yeah. Maybe he's talking about that sort of stuff, gifting, or I'm going through the lane and I got the ball in my right hand, and I fake like I'm getting ready to pass it, and everybody head turns, but I'm still going to the cup. Maybe he's talking about those sort of gifts.
Okay, so I'm going to go back probably before both your times. If we're talking basketball gifts to me, I have to put Pete Maravich in this conversation because I got to see him up close and personal, and he was magical with the basketball, creating shots that you say, I've never seen that before, and I've never seen that for 6'5", and could leap.
Well, yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Doing things we haven't seen before and might not see. That's to me part of the gift.
All right, and the most.
That's why I mentioned Shaq.
Okay, all right, I'll get there. The most magical player I ever saw was not an NBA player. He was a Harlem Globetrotter, and his name was Meadowlark Lemon, and I've never seen anything like it before because I would go every year and watch it, and I'd say, no human can do that. Like, he's not one of us. He's doing. I don't know where he came from. I don't know which planet he came from. It's like CGI stuff, except it was real.
It's circus basketball, man.
Buying more tickets.
Okay. but those are skill gifts. Skill gifts, right? Okay. Now back to Shaq. Listen, he was as skilled. He was the most skilled big man. I know Cap, Kareem, he's up in there. But Shaq, when you saw, listen, in those 3 years when he was in prime shape, listen, he was a dancing bear, man, because he could just do, he had the footwork, he could leap, he's got the touch, the skill, and combined with the brute force.
I think the thing with the Diesel is everybody points to the Lakers in the shape. That's the first thing I always hear.
Yeah.
They got to go back to Orlando and really watch him, though. He ran up against the dream, but you just got to watch him in Orlando.
Well, when he was skinny,
when he was skinny, running the floor, but he was still doing the things as a big Laker Shaq. He was still doing the abusing and dunking on heads and backing guys down even more in Orlando.
Okay. I'm going to go back to your game on gift. And I look at Randy Moss, as we talked about. Barry Sanders had the gift. He had like extreme gifts, right?
Yeah.
Escapability gifts. It's quickness in confined spaces, maybe not flat out.
I played against him, I know.
Yeah, okay.
I saw him a couple times.
All right. But is that rare gift?
No, he has a gift of, it's a rare gift. It's a rare gift.
He's more Kyrie-like because he's small. He was small as a player. Listen, we bring up OJ, and I know there's a whole nother OJ context, but forget about that. Listen, OJ in his prime, you want to talk about gifts?
Because you never
about size, speed.
You've never seen a 6'2.5" to whatever running back 30? Run the way that he ran, do the things that he did. You just never saw it.
No.
Because I never saw Jim Brown. Jim Brown was obviously the same type, but I never saw him. I heard about him.
I did.
And
Jim Brown was more Shaq-like in that there was a lot of brute force going on, not raw speed. Like OJ could just flat fly.
Yeah, track guy.
Yeah, he's a track guy. Yeah. The most gifted athlete I ever saw is somebody you guys know very well, and it was Deion Sanders. Just all around gifted. There's just nothing like it.
Yeah, so when we say gift, we can't just throw that
I was about to say, I don't even know if there's really a category for him, though.
Okay. Because
he was literally a Hall of Famer at everything that he did. So there's really no category for that. That's like unborn, raised in Florida skill set that doesn't, you just can't think about it. If he would have, and it's so funny because I talked to David Justice a couple weeks ago on my podcast, had Deion Sanders decided, much like Bo Jackson decided, I'm going to just play baseball.
Focus,
they'd be in Cooperstown. If he decided, I'm just run track, he'd probably have several gold medals now.
He would.
You know what I'm saying? Or if he just decided, I'm only going to play for the Dallas Cowboys or the 49ers, he might have multiple on top of multiple Super Bowl rings. Like he was just a different, I don't even know what you call that. That's just natural born, my family, my mom and my dad did it.
Is what we're saying. Gifted is like, you're born with this. You know what I'm saying? So like, maybe Kyrie was born with the instinct, like he worked on his handle. You know what I'm saying? But like, gifted is something you're born with.
Okay, so who was the most gifted player you've ever seen in your sport? Beyond position, just regardless.
The most gifted player that I've ever seen in my sport, I mean, it's Randy Moss.
Okay.
It just really...
Yeah, it's your position, obviously.
It really is. I mean, because, I mean, I could say Michael Vick, but...
You could.
But Mike Vick hadn't worked on everything the way that he needed to take advantage of that God-given gift that he was, like, it got so crazy in Atlanta that they would put solution on the field when they play against our defense. It's like to make the turf slick because we had a fast defense. Michael Vick turned the corner one time with this bad solution, oil, whatever it was, Skip. He turned the corner. I thought it was a damn race car. He hit the sideline so fast, man, it was unfair. You know, but that's what you see at the ground level. Right. But Randy Moss just did different things. He just was a different player.
All right. Yeah. Before you leave Michael Vick, he didn't have a good arm. He had a cannon.
Oh, cannon.
A flat-out left-handed
flip of the wrist.
Cannon.
Yeah. Just a flick of the wrist.
Right. Never seen anybody quicker. You could argue about speed with football underarm. He's up. Lamar's up there, obviously.
I would love to see prime Michael Vick at the quarterback position, race Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
I would, because to me, Tyreek might be the fastest start-to-finish dude in the NFL right now.
Maybe ever. Yeah.
But I would like to see Michael Vick up against him.
Okay.
And just running.
Like no pads? Like a
no pads.
Straight on 40-yard dash or whatever?
Mike Vick ran the football. I mean, he ran. It just wasn't fair.
I'm with you.
It wasn't fair. And maybe I'm saying that because I've never seen a quarterback do it like that against our defense with all them fast dudes out there.
You had a bunch
angles.
of
He outrunning angles and everything. It just was ugly and nasty.
You had fast, nasty dudes.
Yeah,
all across your defense. Yeah. Okay. What gifts were you born with? What do you think? Were you gifted at birth?
I was born with the height.
Yeah.
I was born with hand-eye coordination and IQ. You know, I wasn't the fastest. I wasn't the strongest. But like when you talk about,
you've said not the most athletic.
Like me, I had to work. Like guys like Michael Jordan, he was born just with like the chisel, big old hands.
Big hands.
Like he didn't have to go to the Santa Monica stairs to get his hops like I did. Like for me to get up, you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
What Santa Monica stairs? What
that's where guys go work out. That's where guys go work out. You know, get your calves strong, you get more athletic. Michael Jordan had to go to the dunes. So, you know, when you're born with it, like that's what I'm saying. Like Kyrie can't be the most gifted. He could be the most skilled, but the most gifted is something that you born. Wembanyama, like.
I'm with you on Wembanyama.
You know what I'm saying?
We haven't seen it in full flight yet, but it's coming.
This is like, you can see this is probably going to be the most gifted player we've ever seen in basketball. Now,
but now you're talking, what is he, 7'4"? Okay.
Yeah, like
7'4" versus 6'2",
it's going to be something,
right?
The most gifted is just stuff you don't see. You know, it's the skill, physical traits, all of it combined. Just everything you put in one is just the most gifted.
All right.
And it can't be Kyrie.
By the way, Jordan worked his tail off, though. Trust me, because I know Tim Grover, one of the greatest trainers ever. They put the work in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he changed his body after the bad boy Pistons started to knock him down. He put on a lot of that chiseled.
Yeah, and it's got to be, it's something in the mind, too.
Yeah.
It's part of the gift also.
Keyshawn, wrap it up. Your greatest gift at birth was what?
My face. No, I'm kidding.
No, that's where you're not kidding. No, that's what you think.
He's not kidding.
You know, if you talk about a classic underachiever, I was a classic underachiever in sports.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. You know why? Because I had so many different gifts, but my mission was never to be the greatest. My mission was always to give my mother a stable place to live. So as long as I made the money, you know, I wasn't one of those dudes that just, early in my career, I was like, okay, I want to win the championship. So I get the championship, and I'm good. I'm not caught up in me being on Mount Rushmore and all that. That just wasn't who I was. So I say to myself, I'm like, could I have played basketball if I took my mind and I said, this is what I want to do, I want to play basketball? Certainly. Could I have played baseball? 1,000%. Could I have done other sports? 100%. But I wasn't into it like that. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get the money so I could help my family. Some guys, they strive for just crazy greatness because that's what they want to be. They want to be great at their sport, and I don't knock them for that. My mission was just different. That's why I say for me, I probably underachieved opposed to just saying I want to be the greatest at this and this is what I'm going to do.
So Key had no gifts.
Oh, no, I had all the gifts in the world.
He did have all the gifts.
Crazy gifts. When I wanted to do it, when I ran my 40, that was for the money. When I got under the 225, that was all for the money. When I jumped to whatever the vertical was, 39, that was for the money.
You didn't have no 39. 39.
I'm about to leave it alone, man.
39?
Whatever it was, 38 and a half, something crazy. Maybe something crazy.
You would have the highest vertical in the NBA at 39 right now. Damn near.
You go ahead and get us to the music. I'm gonna tee it up. You tell me. I'm gonna tee you up right now.
38, 30.
I'm about to tee you up.
Hell no.
Keyshawn is about
whatever it was.
Paul Pierce.
I'm gonna catch you right fast.
Angel Reese did get ejected last night. We debate next.
Probably like 32.
I ain't even gonna say that. I'm about to pull him up.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.